Hi, welcome to Mark chapter 5, verses 1 to 20. In this very interesting passage, we're going to encounter Jesus encountering demonic forces allied against us. You know, in this world in which we live, human beings oftentimes find themselves completely surrounded by impossible situations. Situations that no matter what we do, or how we think about it, or what force we apply, we're simply unable to extricate ourselves, to deliver ourselves and free ourselves and put our feet in a firm place, as it were. You know, some time ago I was watching a news broadcast from overseas, from Thailand actually, and it was during the rainy season in Thailand. In fact, torrential rains had poured for some period of time, causing massive mudslides. There was loss of property, and unfortunately, there was also loss of lives. In fact, they rolled some live footage of a man who had unfortunately been caught up in a river of mud. There was nothing he could do to get himself out of that. In fact, he appeared in one location and then disappeared and reappeared in another. There were dozens of people on the banks of that river of mud calling out to him, yelling to get him to try his best to come to the bank where he could be saved. But unfortunately, the forces were too great and they overcame him and he perished. You know, that's a phenomenal picture also of the spiritual life and living in a world in which not only are physical forces allied against us, but also spiritual forces. And that's the point of Mark chapter 5, verses 1 to 20. Here we have a picture of a man who has been completely overrun, if you will, by spiritual and demonic forces to the point where he is possessed. His life is ruined. He's been ostracized from people. He lives alone among the tombs. And the question is there anything that anyone can do to deliver him? You see, there's a reason why the people on the banks of that muddy river, if you will, did not jump in to save their friend. There's nothing they could do. The question is, for Mark, in Mark 5, 1 to 20, is there somebody who can do something for this demonic possessed man? And the answer is, there is. Jesus will intervene in his life. Jesus will bring about the deliverance that this man needs. But just so we're clear, let's look at verse 5 to see the real plight of this man, how bad it really was. Mark says, night and day, among the tombs, alone, without human comfort or any help, night and day among the tombs and in the hills, this man would cry out for deliverance. And he wasn't delivered. And he would cut himself with stones. This is a truly desperate situation. And that only Jesus can speak into these kind of situations and set us free. Living in this world, there are situations that we will find ourselves in, spiritual situations, if you will, in which nothing we do, not the best laid plans of mice and men, as it were, can deliver us. We need someone greater, someone more powerful, someone not susceptible to the forces allied against us, to demonic oppression. And that person is Jesus. Now, as the story unfolds, we're going to see how Jesus deals with the demons in verses 6 to 13. We're going to see there's a legion of demons allied against this man. And we're going to see what he does in verses 6 to 13. And in verses 14 to 20, we're going to see the response to what Jesus has done. A negative response from the townspeople and a positive response from the man himself. So join me now in verses 6 to 13 as we look at how Jesus dealt directly with this legion of demons.